Charging along now. Nepal, good over for them, 13 for no wicket after the 2 overs. So WT20. We've got Ritesh in Australia. Nepal need to win this game. A Nepalese fan there in Australia tweeting in. Jones down the leg side, that'll be a wide. One more to the total. Keshav saying we need a good start. 30 runs in 6 overs without any wicket will be okay. I'm not sure it will. They need to go a little bit quicker than that, Keshav, but thank you for your tweet. You've got to be looking at around 40, 45 after 6, I think. Outside off through to the keeper. Only 2 men outside the ring in these initial 6 overs. Finlip lost the toss again, says Finlip. Yes, well they did. Bermuda winning the toss, but I don't think you could blame Paris Kadka for that. The luck of the toss. Jones, that's tickled away. Third man, 1 run. Third man very, very straight. There's no chance of really getting an edge past the keeper and beating him to his left. Cockerell on strike. Trying to turn that one through mid-wicket. Turned around a little bit. And that's Ravi Sundaram standing at the other end to Adrian Holstock. Umpire's doing a fine job here at this qualifying tournament. Pretty hard work for them as well as the players. Pitched up, nice looking drive. 1 run there to Cockerell. Tiring week for the players. 7 games in perhaps 9 or 10 days, but none of them have to do 2 games a day like Adrian Holstock's doing today, standing in his 2nd match, having officiated in the Netherlands' defeat of Kenya. Nepal just working the singles, getting that board ticking. Wickets in hand is good, runs on the board more important. That's down the leg side, he's got a touch to that, that's away fine. 4 runs, just helped it on its way. No chance whatever for fine leg to get to that one. And the flags are fluttering on the far side. Yes, it probably be a wide if he hadn't got a touch, but just helped it past the keeper. And there's 4 runs, so 21 for no wicket after 3 overs. The pulse question coming up. Which suits Bermuda better, batting first or chasing? Obviously, Gennaro Tucker thinks chasing because he's put Nepal into bat here. What do you think? Tucker pulls out of that. Bermuda captain to try again. That's driven straight back to him. That's a full pitch again, and that's gone again. That's gone all the way over long on. It was a full pitch from Gennaro Tucker, and that has disappeared over the white fence down there at long on for the first maximum of this innings. And Nepal going along very nicely, thank you very much. 27 for no wicket. Tucker again bowls, and that one's hit in the air. A couple of bounces down to Leverock, who's fielding there at long off. Tucker again. That's in the air over the infield. David Hemp out there on the boundary, sweeping up. Very experienced former county cricketer in England, David Hemp. Played for Glamorgan. Driven just short of extra cover there. Dion Stovall was interested in that for a minute, didn't quite reach him. And he's gone again, that's in the air, but short of Leverock, just the one run, and certainly a far more enterprising start from Nepal today. Good to see from them. 31 for no wicket, and we've just had 4 overs, so that tweet that was suggesting they needed 30 after 6, they've gone past that already, so fine start. There's the couple of big trucks. Can they stop this? Bermuda will want to know. Kakarel 15, Pun 14. Good start from Nepal. Will this turn into a juggernaut of an innings? Jones, that's turned, I think, off the hit pad. Will we get a signal of a leg by? Yes. Singles all count though, off the bat or off the pad. Two overs of the power play remaining. Jones has done a good job, but his skipper has taken some punishment. A nice little tickle there though, that's past fine leg, that's going to go all the way down in front of the dressing rooms. Nice deflection, and that ball away, racing away down to the boundary. So 4 more there. We're in the 5th over. .36 for no wicket. Long leg now going back. Deep square leg coming in. Jones to Pun. Drops it, thinks of a single. Not going to get one there though. Alan Douglas in very, very quickly from backward point. Younger members of this team. Sagapun on strike. Nothing he can do with that. Another dot goes into the book. So after conceding that 4, Jones has come back well. Quick single here, in comes Douglas again, but he can't pick up. And a comfortable addition to the Nepal total. Bermuda, as we were saying, they need to win both their remaining games to remain in contention for one of those Bangladesh places. Neither of these teams can top the table. Jones finishes a tidy enough over. 5 overs gone, 37 for no wicket. Let's have a look at those tweets. WT20. Plenty of come on Nepal tweets. Come on Captain Fantastic Paris. Big hero, of course. And Akash Konki says Nepal need to post a target of at least 160. We've got a guest joining us here in the commentary position. Mr. Arnold Manders.
Good day, David. How are you?
I'm very good. You're going to have to hold that mic. They call them a lip mic, but in your case it will be a moustache mic. So you hold it against the tash, you'll be fine. So one of the legends of Bermuda cricket. I'm sure you won't mind me calling him that.
Sometime, long time ago.
Dean Stovall now to bowl the final over of this power play, bowling in a cap. Is that something he always does?
Yeah, he's like Jeffrey Boycott.
Yeah, remember the old days, Jeffrey Boycott bowling in his cap. Pulled that down short, but he's got away with that. Just the dot ball going into the book. Now, Arnold, I remember you from a very long time ago playing in Kenya in a World Cup qualifying tournament there. I think you were captain in the Bermuda side in those days.
In Kenya was Albert Steed. I captained Bermuda in the ICC tournament in England in Birmingham, and then in Holland in 1993. And Kenya was the new captain, Albert Steed.
You were still in the team though.
But I was still in the team, yes.
Canny little medium pace and a rather attacking number 6 batsman, if my memory serves me well.
Yeah, sometimes at 6 I was the jack of all, master of none.
It's in the air. That's a great catch out there.
It's Alan Douglas
on the boundary, and that catch taken by Alan Douglas, deep mid wicket. He had to make a fair bit of ground.
His sister is a sprinter for Bermuda, and his uncle was a sprinter for Holland.
so
he's got some speed in his genes,
and he's made it around the boundary there, and in it went, and he's absolutely delighted to take that one. Gone down and made sure there was no way that ball was hitting the turf. So that's the end of that very promising opening stand from Nepal. Sagapun gone. Caught Douglas bowled Stovall for 19. Had a bit of success against the Bermuda captain, Gennaro Tucker, with spaces out there on the leg side, but that time ball in the air.
I think Gennaro was a bit too full. Had to hold it back a bit. It's difficult bowling in the power play because you don't have a lot of room for error with only 2 fielders out. But if you told me that we would be have them 37 for 1 after 6, I'll be quite happy.
So there you have that from the head coach of Bermuda, Arnold Manders. So good start to his over here for Stovall. Comfortable push single there. So Kakurkarel, the top 5 really are the danger men for Nepal. You'd have probably done a little bit of homework on them.
Yeah, they bat quite well. I think they chased on 180 against Kenya earlier in the week. We've played against them in the Division 3 tournament in April, May. So we know a little bit about them. It's been difficult trying to get footage on them. As we are a Division 3 team, the analysts are not too supportive about lending out information. So we've had to do a little research on our own using YouTube or whatever. We got some clips.
Yeah, so you've been scouring the internet for...
Yes, been scouring the internet for about 2 months.
So Bermuda, we were talking about your position in this tournament at the moment. Can still very much qualify, of course. 2 victories to date and 3 defeats, but 2 wins will take you into next week with a chance of qualifying.
Yeah, we discussed that last night in the meeting and discussed it again this morning, so it's very important for us to try and get these 2 wins. We're the underdogs, but we have the potential to get in the top 5. If we can get a win today and a win tomorrow, puts us in.
Now we're going to change a bowler with
Jacoby Robinson.
Jacoby Robinson coming on at the top end. Now he would be...
It's a right arm off spinner. He's our leading wicket taker. He has about 11 wickets in the tournament thus far.
So it's going to be Robinson now with the fielding restrictions relaxed. And straight away Kakakura through the onside for a single.
Nepal has come quite a way from Division 6 and moving quite fast. They got a good infrastructure, good development plan, and they're doing quite well.
Fantastic enthusiasm for the game. We're having some tweets coming in here, and we've been blown away by how many tweets we've had from Nepal.
Yeah,
just the 1 run that's picked up by young Leverock down there, Kamal Leverock.
Yeah.
I've got to ask you, I don't know this. Is he a relative?
He's a relative
of Dwayne?
That's his nephew. That's Dwayne Sluggo Leverock's nephew, his sister's child.
That ball's beaten everything and raced away for 4 runs. He got a little nick on that then. I thought that had just beaten the bat and the keeper, but we'll have a look at the replay of that one and see what happened. Possibly won't be able to tell a lot from this angle. Oh yes, the slip had been in place there.
I thought it went down the leg side, but that obviously went down the off.
Cuckles could have been gone. Robinson, another big swing and a miss. Nepal certainly showing more intent here than I've seen them a couple of times this week. Making a decent enough start. 44 for 1 in the 7th. Right arm round the wicket. He does give the angle for that shot. And a push single.
Fielded there by Lionel Can, one of the older players in the squad.
Will you be having a little word to him later about his catching for that first over?
Yeah, yeah, we'd have to have a few words. But he injured that wrist in the last match against Kenya, so it's a little swelling. So I think he's favouring it a bit. But
so will you be sympathetic for that one he dropped in the first
over?
I'll be
a little sympathetic because I don't think it's cost us. It cost us a few runs.
I can imagine you being quite a hard taskmaster.
Yeah, they say I am. Most of these players have come up under me one way or another, either in school or coaching in the summer clinics or in the under-19 program. So I've got a good rapport with most of them.
So we're talking to Arnold Manders, the head coach now of Bermuda. How long have you been in the job? Arnold, the head coach job?
It's still, I think, it's interim acting head coach. Dave Moore resigned last year, and I was made acting head coach for the upcoming D3 tournament that was held in Bermuda in April and May. So I've been in charge for approximately 6 months.
You're pleased with the progress you're making at this stage?
Yeah, I'm quite pleased. We need a lot more work, but just taking over, we don't have the facilities, the outdoor facilities to train. We have indoor nets that the bowlers really can't run up, so most of them are coming out here with a few hiccups in the run up that need to be worked on. But I think if you told me we would be 2 and 3 at this process and having to play Nepal and Papua New Guinea, I would have took it. But I think we could have won
Drop short there, that one's been put away. There's a chase out to the boundary and the fielders have come second. That's 4 runs there to Mala.
Pretty good with those names.
I've watched Nepal a lot this week, so yes.
They've been televised quite a bit, haven't they?
Gyanendra Mala, he's stylish. In actual fact, yes. In actual fact, it's Ari out there at the moment. I'm assuming it was the number 3. I've got a. So thank you for that, Arno. I got the number 3 wrong. We've got a different number 3 in the Nepal side today. So.
But the Nepal people are very patriotic and they support the team to the hilt.
That's gone in the air, down to long on and over. 6 runs. Massive 6 there. Down the ground, reached for it. And, well, if it had been Malu, he wouldn't have hit it any better than that. Ari's got a big 6 down there to long on. And this time just a quiet single, and that's good batting from the number 3.
That's tremendous fielding.
57 for 1. Clever little dab there. If that hits, that's going to be close. It's not. I think when you watch a team as often as I have this week, you get used to the players. You'll be familiar with Paris Kadka, who's the
captain,
Nepal captain.
Yes, we played against most of these players in the 2007 Under-19 World Cup. He was the captain of the Under-19s then.
We got a question, the pulse question on here, Arnold. Which suits Bermuda better, batting first or chasing?
We prefer to chase.
You prefer to chase. We thought that, having won the toss today and put.
Well, we have a good relationship with Nepal because we allowed them to get into D2 by defeating the United States in the last game of the group match. So the Nepalese, they owe me something.
Oh, a big swing and a miss there. There's an appeal from the bowler and short third man. The keeper didn't seem too interested in that. What the shout was about.
Okay.
Delayed shout.
All right.
Not quite sure what for.
I think they were appealing for a caught behind. But you're right, the wicketkeeper didn't seem too interested.
Robinson again pushed out into the onside and scampered through quickly for a single. They seem to be more at home this afternoon, the Nepal batsmen. The last couple of games against some of the bigger boys in the group, they've here's the answer to the pulse question. Batting first suits Bermuda, 68% say, and 32 think chasing. So
no, we prefer to chase, particularly at this stage in the tournament.
Robinson bowls, a nice looking shot there out to a wideish long on. Going along very nicely, Pradapari. Down the wicket, and an attempted stumping there, maybe.
Yeah, he missed.
Was he out of the ground? We'll have a look at that one again. And down the pitch, missed it. Oh dear, oh dear. That was a little bit of a fumble by
Kwame
Tucker. Around the wicket and east to mid wicket, but again a comfortable enough single. Is he related to the captain?
Who's that?
Kwame Tucker?
Yeah, they're cousins. They're first cousins.
So the skipper might be having words with him then.
A lot of words.
Robinson bowls, and that's one more for Nepal. So into the 9th over at this stage. In fact, that is the end of the 9th over, going along at just under 7 runs per over. Would you be happy with that at this stage?
I'm quite comfortable with where we are right now. If we can hold them to that, we'll be good.
So
but we have chased on 182 this week, so
just the 1 wicket to fall so far there with Sagapun going, caught on the mid-wicket boundary. You've chased down 182
against Canada.
You would have had a look at the pitch out there, and obviously all teams do this. Wonder what sort of par score you'll be looking at.
It's kind of difficult because this morning Netherlands only posted what 120 odd. So I'm
130.
I'm thinking about if we can get about we can contain them to about 140, 150, and with a fighting chance.
So 3rd over now for Dean Stovall in his cap. It's played out into the offside. The batsman thinking of a second, never going to be 2 there. David Kemp, who I suppose has taken over your role as the grand old man, hasn't he, of the team?
Yes, he has. Hempy is 40. I think he turned at his 43rd birthday this week.
Stovall again, and sensible batting there, just pushing the single, accumulating the ones. Can't hit every ball to the boundary. Having a look at a few of the tweets coming in, nearly all from Nepal. I'm looking through here to see whether we've got any from Bermuda.
It's too early in Bermuda.
Or too late. That ball swung out to the mid-wicket boundary, and the throw coming in there. So 2 runs to the batsman. What sort of time would it be in Bermuda at the moment?
6:30 a.m. in the morning.
So I'm sure the Bermudan fans around the world will be logging into this streaming. And the bowler just stopping in his delivery stride there, including a mutual friend of ours, no doubt, Arnold, Dexter Smith.
Yes, Dexter played on the same club team as I did, but he's in England now.
Give him a shout out. He used to work with me at the Times newspaper in London.
Yeah, I think he was just recently in Bermuda this summer.
That's flat batted down to long off, but only 1 run there. Still plays a bit, Dexter.
Still playing in England?
Still very good, according to Dexter.
Well, he's never showed a confidence.
Right, opening batsman in a team that Arnold Manders played in, and also Clay Smith, of course, was in that side as well. A couple of Smiths. Score ticking along here. 68 for 1 now, approaching halfway. Head coach of Bermuda be happy with that. He wants to keep Nepal down to under 150, ideally under 140. That's just a single there. Douglas coming in to do the fielding. And that is the halfway stage. Happy enough with that?
Yeah, well, I'm not too happy about the drop catch and the stump out, but I guess I can take that. 69 for 1 after 10.
So we're going to
I think the
get a change
burden's
of
been
bowling.
pretty good. It's going to be Alan Douglas.
Alan Douglas
like.
coming on. What does he bowl?
Off spin, low flat off spin.
Flat off spin. We saw this morning. Were you here for the Netherlands game, or
We saw the last. I guess when we came in, Kenya were 4 for 6.
Yes, it was a pretty crazy start. But what we saw in the Netherlands innings was that they got off to a cracking start. They were sometime around 70 off 9 overs, and then the slower bowlers, the pace-off bowlers, really tied them down. And that's swung away backward a point. Sliding stop by Leverott. 2 runs. We saw the bowlers then taking the pace off the ball and it proving very difficult to get away. And they, think they scored 70 runs from the first 9 overs and only 60 from the second 11. So
Kenya has a pretty good attack. A few medium paces and some good left arm spinners and off spinners.
It was the old grand old man Steve Tickler who was.
Yeah, I remember him so well.
You remember him as a dashing young batsman, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Possibly the best. Oh, I'm thinking of a second, but decided against him. So probably the best associate batsman who hasn't played Test cricket.
Yeah, he was ranked, I think, as the best associate batsman, and it's still showing their signs.
He didn't get the best of decisions today. And there's the second wicket. Air is gone. Making well, a reverse paddle, I suppose we can call that.
Yeah, that was a reverse paddle.
Straight to short third man.
Not an advocate of that too much.
It's a good shot if there's no fielder there.
Yeah. That's a problem if you don't get it right.
You get enough, if you never really get a lot of power onto that shot, so if you do pick the fielder out, it's problems, and that's the end of Erie. And success there for Alan Douglas. Courts double bowled Douglas for 22 for Erie. That's a very good effort from him, and now the national hero. Now
yeah, he's a danger man. We need to get him as quick as possible.
Now we've got what, a couple of hundred Nepalese fans in the ground today. At the Sharjah Stadium last night there must have been 3,000. Wonderful. And there were probably another 3,000 Afghanistani fans. The atmosphere there was fantastic.
Electric. They really support Afghanistan cricket. It's the same as the Nepalese. If you look here today, they're filling up the stadium. We might have one Bermudian supporter in here somewhere.
He's keeping a low profile, I'm sure.
They're very vocal.
So we're looking for the Bermuda supporter. He's there somewhere, is he?
There's probably a she. It's a few ladies that come and support us. They work here in Dubai.
Okay. There is one Bermudan in that picture, but he's going to have to come back onto the field and do some fielding shortly.
I don't think he'll be over in that part of the field, though.
Bit of banter going on down there in that corner of the ground. A short delivery again from Alan Douglas, but it seems to be working for him. Just the single there, and he has taken the second wicket. Oh, if it's a positive, says Josh, the Bermudans have at least one neutral fan here in Australia.
Well, sure, we have quite a few fans in Australia. We've got David Moore, he's back in Australia.
Got a question here whilst we've got you in here, Arnold. 75 for 2 after 11 overs. A question for the Bermudan coach: who are some of the up-and-coming youngsters for Bermuda at under 19 level?
Well, we have a few of them right here in this team right now, and Kamal Bashir, who is the nephew of Dwayne Sluggo Leverock. I'm sure everybody remembers him from his catch in the 2007 World Cup. We have another one, Trey Mendes, my nephew, who's an under-19 player. We have two on the bench, and Christian Burgess, who is a exceptional wicket keep, and we have Taryn Frey, who's just moved out of the under-19s. It's the 12th man.
You got big hopes for those guys?
Yeah, most of those guys are playing in England right now.
This is another over. Started here from Dion Stubble.
Yeah, Trey is in school, Kamal is away in school, Christian is in school, Taryn is at University of Cardiff. So we have 5 or 6 players that are currently in England.
learning the game over there, as well as no doubt being coached by yourself when they're back home in Bermuda. Bermudan cricket, I suppose one of the highs was the 2007 World Cup, reaching those finals, and that stunning catch by Sluggo, as you said. But you've it's taken a little bit of a dive since 2007.
Well, we don't have a very large pool to pick from. Remember, we probably only have about 150 cricketers in the island. High performance, maybe 20. So we had a change of the guard because that team was a old team, and we lost 6 or 7 of those to retirement. So we're in a rebuilding stage now. But we did qualify for the Under-19 World Cup in the same year also.
I think that was behind the question, wasn't it? That are there some good Under-19s coming through, and you're hopeful that Bermuda cricket is now on the up again.
I'm hopeful. We had a strategic plan just before we came out, so if they put the plans in place and we can start rebuilding. It would have been nice to see if we could have got to the T20, but 2 games to win, we can put ourselves in there. Remember, Bermuda's only 60,000 people. Most countries have 60,000 cricketers.
I remember a very long time ago I made the mistake of describing Bermuda as being a Caribbean island, but you're actually North Atlantic, aren't you?
Yeah, we're on our own. Quite a few people make that mistake. Currently, Nepal are 81 for 2, or for 12 overs. Run rate is 6.8. 8 overs remaining in their innings.
And you're still happy with that situation?
I'm very happy with the type of run feast we've had against us in the last couple of games with Kenya and Afghanistan.
On Twitter, Bipin is saying 160 plus should be easy from here now. Come on, Rhinos. Step up the gears, guys. 180, says Ashish. So then Nepalese fans are expecting big things from these final 8 overs.
Yeah. They got wickets in hand, so that's a possibility.
That's swung away into the deep. Hemp is out there. David Hemp to do the fielding, so just 1 more to the total. Paris Khadka hasn't really got going in these last 2 or 3 matches for Nepal. They need a big innings from him today, from the skipper. He's down the pitch, he's hit that one in the air, and it's fallen safe, so maybe that's a little bit of luck that Khadka needs to kick-start this innings. 2 runs to him there. The Nepal captain and national hero. You should have heard the cheer for him yesterday when he came out.
He's a national hero. He's a remarkable player.
Down the wicket there, but can't get the...
It's a good all-rounder. He bats well, he bowls medium, and he can turn and bowl all spin, so he adds a lot to the team.
That ball pitched up from Douglas and swung away again for 1 run. You won't mind to be giving away the 1s and 2s at this stage?
No, I don't.
It's the boundaries that hurt.
Yeah.
Any stage of an innings.
I think I prefer to keep them down to about 130, 140 max.
And there goes, that's high and mighty, that's out.
Yeah.
With David Hemp taking the catch. You heard the Bermuda head coach Arnold Manders calling that one when it was in the air. He knew that Hemp wasn't going to drop that out there on the deep mid-wicket boundary. We can have another look at that. That's the 3rd wicket to go. Swinging away at Douglas. Kakukrul there, he's got a reasonable contact on that, but Hemp just taking that calmly in front of his face, and very coolly as well in his shades. So 86 for 3. That's the end of the 13th over. It's an unlucky over for Kakukrul. He's gone, caught Hemp, bowled Douglas for 35. And good timing for that wicket. I mean, there's no bad time to take a wicket, is there? But
no, it ain't. We can have a few more of this.
The batsman making his way in now has been Vinod Bhandari. Now, he had an explosive innings against Papua New Guinea the other day.
Well, I think the wicket is a bit slow because I'm just looking, and the Nepalese are usually they can get on the balls. They're just struggling to get it out. So I'm thinking 130, 140 max to be comfortable.
From this position, though, 86 for 3 after 13, I think they'd be looking north of 140 at the moment, from a Nepal point of view. Good basis for a charge in the final overs. A little tempting just to run that one away, but no contact there. And there's an apology for Bermudans coming up on Twitter. I'll read that after this ball. That swung away into the deep. There's one run there. I think that's all they will get. And this one coming in from Ashish says, I hope Paras hammers Bermuda today. Sorry, Bermudans. Well, you got some great reaction coming on Twitter.
I'm waiting for the Bermudans to hurry up and wake up.
And that's up in the air. And that's the end of Khadka's hammering for today. He's got under that one. It's a top edge. And the catch has been taken by Trey Manders.
Yeah.
That's high in the air. Didn't quite get to the pitch of it. Looking for the big shot. And that's just dropping at extra cover. 2 wickets in 4 balls. And Bermuda just getting on top now. He's gone for the big one there. High in the air. Manders getting underneath it. Good technique. Coach happy with that?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's the end of
just where we are right now. If they can just keep the pressure and keep bowling well, I think we'll be in for a good game here today.
Khadka not quite getting to the pitch of that one, not getting a lot of bat on it. It just going straight up in the air and taking out extra cover. Notice how it immediately goes a lot quieter when Khadka leaves over there.
Yeah, he's a national hero, and rightly so. He's done well for Nepal.
So keep those tweets coming in. WT20. That's turned cheekily for a single there. Keep
That's where
quickly.
We need to apply the pressure now. 2 new batsmen in. Me being up here, I can't get the word out to him to close up and save the singles now and make them hit out.
We've maybe saving one on the offside, trying to save one at mid-wicket as well. You'd like those guys in a little bit closer,
Tighter.
A little bit tighter.
Right now with new batsmen until they get set.
It's Robinson. And that's again just pushed forward. Had he been a bit closer, he'd have no doubt been able to cut that single off. That's your nephew. You ought to be there.
You want me to shout from here? Aye. It's good.
Ones are not going to hurt Bermuda too much. Oh, he's going in a little bit. And that's swung high over long on. That's 6 runs. The end of the 14th over. It was a good over for Bermuda up to that point. But that's right in the slot. And away it goes. Vinod Bhandari really making good contact there. And that's gone many a mile. Yep. So 6 to Bhandari, who apparently dill-scooped to 6 the other day in that innings against Papua New Guinea. So,
did he?
Talented young batsman. Have a look at the card. There are the wickets to fall. A couple for Douglas, one each for Robinson and Stovall. That key wicket though, Khadka going for just 7. And, new over. Oh, shouldn't really have got 2 there, but they have done. Cheeky running and good positioning of that shot square of the wicket. Douglas again. Talented young cricketer.
Yeah, this is his first international tournament. His father, who used to play with me, Alan Douglas Sr.
We're just watching that 6 again, big hit. And reverse sweep there, that's away fine to third man. And racing away past Dion Stovall. We can have a look at that again, just changing his stance very quickly.
There's too much width. Burning from stump to stump.
Balls again. And again another reverse, and I think that's going to go the whole way as well. Chase around the boundary, yes! It's over the ropes down there at a very wide third man backward point, so 4 more boundaries off successive balls. It was a young bowler. You've been hit for 4s off successive balls. What's the coach's advice?
No, what he's doing is using his pace to just play it down into the third man area. So he needs to slow it up a little bit and make him generate the pace. Let's use the same speed again.
He's come racing in there. Oh, and slide and hurt his hip a little bit there as he fielded that ball. Alan Douglas, we see that again. He just seems to have just gone bang down and sort of banged his hip bone as he's ran in there very quickly to stop the run being taken. He was thinking of turning around and having a shy at the stumps, and it's just a bit painful.
It's hurting his ribs. I think he had some bruised ribs coming into the tournament.
The exuberance of youth there. Charging down the wicket, desperate not to give away a run. Coming in now to finish this 15th over. Eased away down to deep backward square, that'll just be 1. And a good over that for Nepal. A couple of good boundaries there for the Nepalese cause. Their batsmen will be quite happy with the way that's gone. Don't know
Looks
whether
like Douglas is going to go off. It's hurting.
He came in with some bruised ribs from a cricket injury, or?
I don't know. Whether it was cricket or soccer.
He plays both, does he?
Well, we have quite a few of them that play both.
Substitute fielder coming in is
Taryn Frey.
Taryn Frey, you reckon he's a great prospect for the future as well?
Yeah, he's played several ODIs already in 50 overs. Not really a 20-over player, but he's in the roll Dravid mode. He can just build an innings, keep his front strike rate around 80, 90.
And 1 or 2 field changes coming up. We got the skipper coming back on. You wouldn't have been too pleased with his opening spell. He was
no, he's a little bit too full. He's struggled with his length in the last couple of games.
Looking, of course, not to drop short, which is a crime, but it's also dangerous to bowl knee-high full tosses. That's a better delivery. You'd be happy with that one. Just push quietly up to extra cover by Muller, who
Malachi Jones is the one who was the bowler in that World Cup. He's the youngest player to take a wicket on his first ball in World Cup debut.
Bhandari hammering that one down to long on. He'll just get 1 run for that. If Tucker can get through an over with 6 ones, I think he'll be quite happy with that at this stage. We're into the final 5 overs. 108 for 4. That one again driven down the ground to long on. 1 more. 1 more to Malla. So the youngest bowler to take a wicket with his first ball in a World Cup finals.
Yeah, 17 years old.
Next ball, that's pitched up. That's going to have to be close for an LBW, but not a great shout from the bowler. Adrian Holstock signals the leg bye. Let's have a look at that again. No, going down the leg side. Keeper interested, of course. Skipper did go up more than I thought he had done. That's hit in the air just wide of mid-wicket for 1 more to the total. But this is a good over for Bermuda, just the singles coming from it. Needs to finish it off.
Yep, that's a crucial part, finishing off.
That's hit firmly down the ground, 4 runs, and he didn't finish it off as intended, and that's a smash down the ground by Vinod Bhandari, and takes Nepal on to 115 for 4, and the thoughts of holding them below 140 now beginning to recede. That's a very, very straight hit indeed.
Yeah, that was
Bhandari.
an excellent shot.
And there's
that's our manager, Lionel Tannick, got the Bermuda flag. My only supporter right now.
There's plenty of noise coming from the other side of the ground.
This is Kamal Bashir. He's playing his first match in the tournament. His first cap, Bermudian international cap.
So big moment for him. Lively medium pace by the look of it.
Yeah, a little medium pacer.
Keeper up to the stumps. Malla on strike. Just eases that through the offside. Had you been accommodating with the videos as far as Nepal are concerned? Would they have got videos off you to have a look at all your players?
I'm not sure. I know our analysts have said that the D1 teams, their analysts meet every night and they share footage, but Nepal is D2, so I don't know if they're in that.
That's scooped in the air, that should be out, and it's taken a wicket then with his second delivery there. So fantastic. Terrin Frey, the substitute fielder, taking the catch, and what a moment for Kamal Bashir.
Yep, that's excellent.
Little improvised shot there, scoop over the head.
Yeah.
And that's the end of Malla.
But I think it's worked both ways because a lot of these are players. It's their first international tournament, so most of the teams don't have any footage on them. I think that's what happened with the Scotland game. They didn't know many of our players, so they were fielding their way around.
That, of course, was a great victory for you at the start of this tournament over Scotland. That is, of course, Bhandari who's gone, the batsman crossing there, and Malla will be on strike. Vinod Bhandari caught, well, they've got him down as Douglas there. I think that was Terrin Frey, the 12th man who took that catch. But no doubt not sure the computer allows for that. Douglas back on the field now. Umpires having a chat about something. So that could save you quite a few runs at the end of this innings, that catch.
Yeah.
But played down backward a point, and Stovall does the fielding, but Bashir with his first wicket in his first over for Bermuda. A wonderful moment for the young man. New batsman getting himself ready. Sherrod Visaka.
I'm glad you have to pronounce those words and not me.
I just pushed that back down the wicket. Well, I've seen quite a lot of them this week, and I've seen a lot of their fans as well, and just love the enthusiasm.
So you've been doing all the broadcasts?
We've been doing most of them, yeah. And it's the first time we've run into you guys this week, as you know. And that's attempted stumping. Again, umpire Holstock saying not out there. The foot seemed to slide forward. I think we'll get a replay of that one. Ooh, foot might have been in the air. Might have been in the air if we show that again. Good piece of work behind the stumps from Kwame Tucker. And the foot didn't slide back, did it? He lifted it to put it back.
It was in the air, you're right.
Easy job from up here. Next ball that's driven firmly into the offside for 1 run. Excellent first over, that from Kamal Bashir.
Yeah, he's a lovely player. He's coming to the squad. He's worked hard. He's been to training every day. He's
There's
very
that stumping
coachable.
again.
Oh, he's out. He was out.
Foot was in the air.
We need a replay.
Ooh. But of course,
in the World Cup, he'd have been going.
If we'd have had the third umpire there, that would have been definitely on his way. He's made a couple of cracking decisions this morning. Adrian Holstock. There's the batting card. Nepal 118 for 5. 3 overs left. This could be just nip and tuck this game. Nip and tucker even, perhaps. So there we go. A lot resting on Mala now to get this score up to 140 plus. We've been talking to Arnold Manders, the Bermudan head coach. He said a good while back that he'd be happy to keep Nepal to 140. Well, that ball's dug in there. Good. That's the length that Gennaro Tucker's been looking for.
Yeah, he's usually is pretty spot on. He struggled a little bit with that length today and against Kenya, but he's a very experienced player and he knows how to get it back.
That ball's pitched up, driven firmly down the ground. What he's determined not to do, of course, is let the batsman get under the ball, bowl anything short, bowl anything half volleys. 1 more run there to Visaka. That's a full pitch delivery. That's gone many a mile.
It's 4.
And it's 6 runs signalled by Adrian Holstock. The man to my right, desperately trying to talk that one into a 4, Arnold Manders, but that one's
just
cleared the boundary.
in front of the board.
Just bounced between the rope and in front of the board on that far side. There's a gain erring on the side of the full toss. And that one smashed away again. 2 boundaries in 2 balls. And Mala now starting to, Gyanendra Mala starting to really take this Bermudan attack to task. And that's a better length delivery, and he can only get that one away. Backward of square for 1. So the score now racing away to 132 for 5. Still 2 overs left. You're not going to keep them to under 140.
It's close. 140, 150. I'm happy.
Yeah, to be fair, you did say that as soon as you came in the commentary box. And here's the boundary through extra cover. Again, it was just the wrong length, half volley, and smashed away down there, down below us. Our commentary position just above where that ball has gone to. So 2 overs to go. Bermuda will be looking for 150 from this position. Mala on strike, and that's down the leg side. That's not going to be signalled a wide with the keeper standing up. Mala feel that he just missed out there. Kamal Bashir in his 2nd over. Wicket in his 1st on debut here for Bermuda. Bowls again. And that's smashed high over mid-wicket. and it's cleared him at deep mid-wicket. 6 runs there to Malla. He's really finding the middle of the bat here, and look how delighted those fans are, bouncing up and down on the hill. Short of a length outside off stump. I'm sure that's not where the coach is telling them to bowl at this stage.
Nope.
Bashir again, that's better. That's hit in the air, it's gone over the man at backward point. They're going to come back comfortably for 3 runs. So the runs flowing far too quickly from a Bermudan point of view. The Nepalese, though, delighted. 141 for 5. Now, keep your cool, young man. Bashir bowls again. That's a good ball. That's struck away to wide long off, but that's the sort of length he should be looking for at this stage.
Yeah, it's, you know, it's a very fine line at this part of it, and we're coaching them to try and build wide Yorkers or Yorkers in general, but if you're not one, get in a bit of a trouble, but I think he'll bounce back from it.
Bashir again. Struck comfortably into the offside. 2 more. Maybe at this stage, I'm not sure whether extra cover should be as close as that either. Arnold, should he not be back on the rings?
I agree. That's the skipper, so I'd have to leave him alone.
Can't argue with him. And a second wicket for Bashir. An attempted reverse sweep, a straight Yorker, and that is the end of Malla for a very good 38 runs. Batted quite beautifully there, Gyanendra Malla. Ugly way to go, but he's connected with a few of those. He's cleared the boundary a couple of times. Excellent innings there from the man who normally bats number 3 for Nepal, making his way off. 145 for 6. That's the end of the 19th over. If you need to get away and talk to your team, by all means do so. If you're happy staying here,
I'll hang on until the end, and then I'll say my goodbyes.
Thank you very much to Arnold Manders, who's been a great guest up here for us in the commentary position this afternoon. And we got Malachi Jones, or we call him Mal Jones?
Malachi Jones.
So he'll come on and bowl the final over. Fast bowler.
Yeah, medium, fast, medium.
The success today, we've seen a lot of success from the slower bowlers. The quicker men have at times been expensive. Let's hope that this doesn't prove the case for Malachi Jones.
Yeah, the bowls in the right areas, it shouldn't be too expensive.
And now waving his mid-wicket back to the edge of the rings. So he's got that one right. And here he goes, the final over of the Nepal innings. And that swung straight down the ground, just short of long off for a single. So certainly take that.
It's not the length that I want him to bowl at. Should be firing in Yorkers at this stage.
Well, I've talked Malla out again. He is, of course, still in there. The scoreboard's playing all sorts of fun and games for me today. So, and he's been still there in a very good innings. So you want to keep him off strike during this over. Basant Rajmi is out there with him now. So Jones bowls again, and that's played into the onside by Regmi. He'll be happy enough with the single there to put Malla back on strike. Four balls left of this innings. Jones to Malla. Gone for a big shot again and doesn't want the single. Probably have just scampered through once that ball had passed Jones, but at this stage looking for the big shots.
By Alan Douglas.
Douglas coming in very quickly. One 4-7 for 6. Slower ball, that one's hit in the air, out to deep mid-wicket, and that is the end of Mala. He's gone. Excellent catch.
Excellent delivery there by Malachi Jones, a slower ball.
Slower ball. Coach will be delighted with that. Was that Stowell taking the catch out there?
That was Captain Gennaro Tucker.
Gennaro Tucker then taking the catch at deep mid-wicket. In the air a long time, positioning himself nicely under it, and thank you very much, he says. And finally, the end of Mala, who's batted really well today for Nepal. 39 off 22 balls, gone caught to Gennaro Tucker, old Malachi Jones. 2 balls left of the innings then. Is 150 a psychological score? Slower ball again, in the air again, and this time it's taken by Alan Douglas. So a hat-trick on the cards.
A hat-trick on the cards. A smart bowling.
So again, a good slower delivery, swung away, and Regmi follows his partner Mala back to the pavilion. 2 wickets in 2 balls at the end of the innings. That certainly slows the scoring down, and a comfortable catch, well taken by Alan Douglas. So 147 now for 8. So it looks as though Bermuda will hold Nepal to under 150, but well,
one delivery to go.
Could go anywhere, but it's a hat-trick ball.
Yep.
A few of the fielders coming up inside the ring. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 inside the ring, 5 inside the ring now. Not exactly crowding the bat for the hat-trick ball, but let's see where this one goes. Fast Yorker. Is that what you'd have bowled in your prime at this stage, Arnold?
It's got to be a Yorker.
In comes Jones. Bowls. Attempted Yorker, and that's hit up to mid-on, just the single. And 1 run. It's kept them under 150, 148 for 8. Thank you very much,
I'm a
Arnold.
good predictor of scores.
You predicted that very well. You said we'll keep them somewhere around 140,
149. So hopefully the boys will dig in today and go about it the right way. It's a win we have to have in order to keep our ambitions of trying to finish in the top 6.
You need to get it, because if you don't win today, there is a way you can get through, but it's going to make it very difficult. There's the card, look, with Mala down the bottom there. 39 off 22 balls, excellent from him. Kakuro 35 off 35, and Airy, a very bright little innings of 26. The Bermudan bowling 2 for 18 from Malachi Jones, excellent from him. 2 each from Douglas and Bashir as well, and I think that'll please the head coach Arnold Manders, that they're the younger players in your side.
Yeah, pretty pleased with the performance. I think we had a few indifferent overs, but that's expected in 2020. But if you told me 148 for 8, I told you at the beginning I would be happy with that. With that, it's been great for you having me up here, and you enjoy the rest of the day.
We will, Arnold. Thank you very much, sir, for your company. Arnold Manders, the head coach of Bermuda. His team are going to be chasing 149 to win. It could be a cracker here at the ICC Global Academy. We'll be back shortly with that Bermuda chase.
पार्टीका नेता र कार्यकर्ताहरूमाथि कुनै किसिम
Well, welcome back to Dubai for this chase by Bermuda, requiring 149 runs to beat 149 runs to beat Nepal, draw level with Nepal on 3 wins. And this very exciting Group B. Here at the World T20 qualifiers. Remember, 6 teams going through to Bangladesh. And here we go. With a run straight off, square of the wicket. Applause down to the right from the Bermuda contingent. Their innings is underway. Reasonably pleased with that bowling performance. You heard from Arnold Manders, the coach. Stumbled off the mark there straight away. He's got Kwame Tucker opening with him. And Tucker, though, comes down late on that one. And applause there from the massed ranks of the Nepalese fans over there on the hill. It'll take some getting, I think, this 149. We'll see how they approach it. Next to and that's how they approach it. A heave across the line by Kwame Tucker. There's the first wicket for Nepal. Immediately the fans on their feet cheering their man. Khan has struck. Straight ball, swing across the line. Let's look at this again. Just maybe a little bit of in swing there. And Avinash Khan punches the air with delight. Bermuda 1 for 1 in the first over. Remember, the team that loses here today isn't necessarily out, but my word, it'll be a big boost for whoever wins. Very, very tight, this Group B. Maybe we can have a look at the Group B table at the end of this first over. Bermuda chasing 149 to win, and here's a key man, David Hemp, the former Glamorgan player, 43 years of age, still looks as fit as a fiddle. Fit as a butcher's dog, as we say in England. Was that lean? I can never remember. So Stovall's got the single, but Avinash Khan has got the wicket. Kwame Tucker bowled. Khan for naught. Left arm over. Loads of experience, goes without saying. David Hemp using the old Chandrasekhar technique there to There we see the wicket again, just flicking really the outside of that off stump. That's all it needs to do. Looks as though he's digging in for a big innings, David Hemp. He's made a couple of marks out there, just composing himself. He knows how big. Indeed, this is Lionel Khan. He looks as though he's digging in for a big innings. Lionel Khan coming in at number 3. And struck on the pads there, that ball going down the leg side. And they've got 1 run there to Khan. So that's 2 on the board. Khan again. Ball, it just bounces up and strikes double. Bounces clear on the offside. So a good opening over this. 2 for 1. Avanish Khan. Left arm over. Lively start. Bermuda won't be happy. Just get a little bit of bounce there, just hitting him on the around the hip area. Khan again. Played into the offside. That's the end of the over. So excellent start for Nepal. Bermuda 2 for 1. After the over. Now, if we can have a look at that. There's the points table. Netherlands at the top, having won today, beating Kenya. Afghanistan, though, if they can win their final game tomorrow against Kenya, they'll go back to the top and claim that automatic spot in Bangladesh. But here, this game, Nepal, look, they can slip all the way up to 3rd place, or Bermuda can come charging past them. Probably not today on run rate difference. They'd have to win this by a convincing margin, Bermuda. I don't think they're going to get to 149 in 9 or 10 overs. That's not going to happen. But they could move level with Nepal, and they've got 1 game left against Papua New Guinea. So an important game this, not only for Nepal, but also for Papua New Guinea, who are not playing. Because if Nepal wins, it looks very much as though the 5 to go through from this group will be Afghanistan, Netherlands, Kenya. New over there, it's just starting, and yet again a leg by, so not really finding the middle of the bat yet. Mukia opening the bowling from that end. So yes, an important game this for definitely for not only the 2 sides here, but the other sides in contention. This is Dion Stubble taking a meticulous guard. Khan not off the mark yet. He's just been struck on the pads a couple of times. Here comes Mukia. And there's a shout for LBW there. Stubble across his stumps. Umpire not interested, and indeed the umpire not signalling leg by, so must have been a little bit of bat on that. Slow start from Bermuda. Maybe need a couple of boundaries really to get this chase off and running. Their coach Arnold Manders, who was up here talking to us through the Nepal innings, said he wasn't too disappointed to have conceded 148. It's a defensive shot this time by Lionel Khan, pushing that into the offside. looks to be setting himself for a big innings. Keep those tweets coming in. We've heard lots from Nepal fans as ever today, but we've also had some from around the world, different parts of the world. Bermudans in Australia coming to mind. Nepal in a strong position here, made 148. Bermuda need a few boundaries early on just to settle their nerves. And Niraj on Twitter says, here we go, now it's time for our bowlers to show their power. He's obviously talking about the Nepal bowlers. Here comes Mukia, bowls, and that's down the leg side, and it's given! It's been given! Batsman immediately signalled he'd not touched that, and not happy at all is there Dion Stubble. He just doesn't want to leave the crease. As soon as that ball had passed him, he signalled he hadn't touched it. There was an appeal, and well, that's gone straight through. It's flicked his shirt. No appeal there. There's an appeal at slip. The bowler hasn't appealed, and the umpire's given that. So Stubble just can't believe that as he comes off. Here is David Hemp coming in at number 4, and he's absolutely just didn't want to leave the field, did he, Dion Stubble? He's gone though, and that's the second wicket in the second over. 5 for 2. Well, Lionel can be joined by David Hemp. These two know they've got a task on their hands. 149 runs to make. Hemp, the left-hander, been around a very long time. And immediately into his stride, beautifully timed shot through the offside. That's racing away for 4 runs. So David Hemp there, length ball outside the off stump, leaned into it, and the Bermuda camp will feel happier with that boundary. So indeed will David Hemp. Here's the pulse question then. After Khadka, who is Nepal's key player? Mala, Kakurkul, Redmi, or other? I think others got a good chance there. Got several players playing for him. Other. Second over, that one's played firmly into the offside. No run there. Yes, missed. So that question again after Khadka, who is Nepal's most important player? And there is the skipper. We all reckon he's the key player for Nepal. And a third wicket there. That's the end. Oh dearie me, completely mistimed shot there by Lionel Khan. And what celebrations from the Nepal players. Oh, well, we saw an abysmal start from Kenya earlier today, and now as they chase down or attempted to chase down the Netherlands runs, and that's well, 9 for 3, and we've only had 2.1 overs. That's the end of Lionel Khan. He's looking at his bat. No, not a good way to go, was it? So what can the skipper do? Gennaro Tucker on his way out. Didn't think he'd be batting this early. We're only into the third over. Bermuda 9 for 3. Remember, a game they must win if they're going to get in one of the top 5 places. Finish off tomorrow against Papua New Guinea. But key game. Khan again, that's outside the off stump, and Tucker happy to just allow that through. What a start by Nepal. Let us know what you think about that on Twitter, hashtag WT20. Here comes Khan again. Oh, and Tucker tucked up there. Ashish been in touch again on the on Twitter, saying 2 to 3 wickets in the power play and we're set for a big victory. Oh, Pravesh, what have you done on Twitter? You've missed your date to watch Nepal play. What's she going to say? That's eased into the covers. Oh, and very nearly an overthrow there. A bit of enthusiasm there from Mala. Throwing the ball at the stumps. It's ricocheted away. Fortunately, a bit of good backing up prevented a minor disaster. Here he comes again. Final ball of the third over. That's eased to mid-wicket for a single, and shy of the stumps. That might have been close. Cheeky little shy there. So that's the end of the third over. Nepal on top here. Bermuda 10 for 3, chasing 149 to win. This is the situation. Earlier in the day we had Kenya 10 for 6, and they didn't make too bad a fist of it in the end, but got to 101 for 9. That's the match summary. Really useful contributions there from Nepal, Malo and Kakukro. Good bowling from the young Bermudans. Their batting's let them down. Plenty for Tucker and Hemp to do. Tucker playing that square of the wicket. No run there. Nokia on the money. Fantastic that you have 2 groups of 8 here at these World T20 qualifiers, and going into the final round of matches tomorrow, there's still so many permutations, still so many teams that can go through or can go out. That eased away to third man. This is Nepal's last game in the group stages. Netherlands have finished their matches as well. So those 2 teams will just have to wait and watch tomorrow. Netherlands will be hoping that Kenya can beat the joint top side. There's David Richardson, ICC. He'll be pleased with how this tournament's gone. Proving some great cricket. Former South African wicketkeeper, of course. Mukia to Kemp, and Hemp's hit that in the air. He's timed it beautifully, but it's only just evaded. Short extra cover there, so a second boundary to David Hemp, who really looks in the groove out there, but that could quite easily have been the 4th wicket. Captain just coming over and explaining. Close that was to Gulchen. That extra cover. Round the wicket now to clamp down on his angle. Mukia to Hemp. Hemp again striking it sweetly into the offside. No run this time as that's fielded by Mala. Perhaps we'll have a look at that pulse question again at the end of this over. All week we've been talking about Paris Khadka, the hero of Nepal, but who's Nepal's second best player? We'll put the question up at the end of the over. I'm sure we get a lot of response to that, the pulse question. And there goes Hemp again, and that's in the air, and he's gone! He's gone at mid-on. Oh my goodness, David Hemp, he looked to be timing the ball so well. That ball though cramped him for space. He's gone for the pull shot. 4 wickets down in just 4 overs. What is happening to this Bermuda chase? That's pressure for you. 15 for 4. Hemp on his way. 2 beautifully struck boundaries through the offside. But trying to pull that away, didn't get it. Popped up a catch to mid-on. And Hemp has gone. And is that Bermuda's chances of reaching the World 20 finals going with him as he makes his way dejectedly back to the dressing room? Oh dear. Caught Bhandari, bowled Mukia for 8 runs. He's going to go into the dressing room and bang something pretty hard. Probably his bat on the wall. Not a happy man. Alan Douglas at the crease now. Bowled well, but he knows he's got a mountain to climb, hasn't he? Everest is in Nepal, I'm reminded. Thank you. A mountain, an Everest to climb. There's that final ball of Mukia's over. He's just put quietly up to mid-on. So that is the end of the 4th over, and already Bermuda have lost 4 wickets. 16 for 4. The pressure of that total. So those are how the wickets are fallen. 2 each to Khan and Mukia. And really pressure perhaps. The scoreboard pressure of having to chase 149 getting to the Bermudan players. Let's have a look at that pulse question again in a minute, because I'm sure we're getting loads of response to that. Well, that's how it's going at the moment. Mala 57%, Cockrell 21%, Regmi 15%, and others 7%. Come on, others got to pull up there. Surely Bhandari should be getting a few votes. He'd be in others, wouldn't he? And maybe even Sagar Pun getting a few votes. Who is the second most important Nepal player? That's all you Nepal fans out there at the moment. You're telling us that it's Gyanendra Mala. 17 for 4. I'm quite surprised by those results. Mala getting plenty of support there though. Down the wicket, in the air, just over mid-on, and that's racing away to the boundary. So a welcome 4 there. And we'll have a look at this again. in the slot, and Gennaro Tucker not missing out there. So Khan conceding a boundary. You won't want to concede too many of them. 21 for 4. Khan again. Tucker, that's in the air and should have been gone at backward point. Oh my goodness. That would have been 5 down. That's Gotchin who's dropped that chance. That was straight in and out. Should have been the 5th wicket, and that would have been the Bermuda captain. He must have thought he was gone when he played that. Not the hardest chance in the world. Oh dear. Shakti, what have you done? Skipper a long way down, but he's back in time as that throw came in. Pressure still on. 22 for 4. We're in the 5th over. Khan again. Cheer from the hill. We thought that maybe, just maybe, Alan Douglas had got a nick to that. Approaching the end of his 3rd over then. Turned nicely off his pads by Douglas, but he won't get a run there. Avinash Khan has completed 3 overs. He's taken 2 wickets. He's doing a good job for his captain. Having a look at those tweets coming in. Naturally, Nepal fans are delighted with things. The way it's gone. Khadka's coming on, the skipper. We're going to make it. Come on, Nepal, says Shirish. He bowling his medium pace by the look of it today. Oh, medium pace yesterday. Paris Khadka also bowls spin, of course. Here he comes. It's just a quiet little push single. Captain to captain. 1 run. Beautiful match going on, says Sahas. Another Nepal fan there. Not surprisingly, the Bermuda fans have gone a little bit quiet. Rhinos are on fire, says Arahan. Douglas allowed to that ball to go through to the keeper. Somebody voting on the pulse for Malla there, Eric. Another vote for Malla. He was leading that pulse question. Who's the 2nd most important player in the Nepal side? No run again there. So Avinash Khan, and first we had Mukia, now the captain, doing a fine job in this power play. That's swung just wide of the man out there at deep mid-wicket. Didn't time it. Didn't time it at all, the young man, and must have worried that that was going to just fall in the lap there of Goshen. Slower ball. Oh, he's got a bottom edge away down towards fine leg. Just 2 runs. Now there, the keeper chasing all the way back to the boundary. Kukuil. Here comes Kaku again. All right across his stumps, but played away for 1 run. So Bermuda just getting the scoreboard ticking there. That's the end of the power plays. 27 for 4. So some excellent bowling we've seen so far from Kana and his opening partner Mukia. They've taken the 2 wickets each. And that really is a great start. Not an impossible position for Bermuda, but an awful lot of work for these to do. And they're Kana at the top, 3 overs, 2 for 8. Mukia 2 for 12. Kagka just the 1 over, 5 runs. He won't be disappointed with that. If he could bowl all his overs for 5 runs, that would be a very good return for Nepal. They need to keep the pressure on, and here's the man to do it, Basant Regmi. I think their best bowler. Canny little spinner. This pitch will suit him. Not a great deal of pace in it. And Bermuda might just have a bit of a swish. Not there though. No swishing there, just a quiet look at Basant Regmi. Matches I've seen in Nepal this week, he's been the standout bowler. And I don't think we can put that down as a chance. Hit very, very hard there. And skipper diving, trying to take the catch at mid-wicket, but that would have been a stunner if he'd have held on to that. Technically a chance, but you'd have to be a hard man to say he's put that one down. Regmi again. It's through outside the off stump, no contact from Alan Douglas. The other thing that Regmi does, he bustles through these overs. Here he comes again. Well, that's hit very hard. That's a good shot by Alan Douglas. That's sat up, that's raced away for 4. Very clean strike by the young man. Applause from his Bermuda teammates. They're trying to balance the crowd on the far side. Well, he struck that very well indeed. Bottom hand coming through. Clean hit. Racing away for 4. Regmi again. And that's going to be signalled a wide by umpire Holdstock. One more to the total. Maybe that boundary's just thrown Regmi a little bit. That's more like it, on the spot. And no run there as in comes Malla to field. Again outside off stump. Again played to Malla. Again no run. So that's the end of the 7th over. 33 for 4. So a further 116 runs required from 13 overs. Not up to 10 runs and over yet, but very, very close to 9. There's the Dubai skyline. Amazing city. Main cricket stadium away there to the right. That played quietly down to third man for a single. Bermuda need a little bit of inspiration. The man to give them that was probably, well, the experience would have been David Hemp. Loads of tweets coming in. WT20. That's an attempt to swing over there. Got a question from Gothale. Gothale rather unkindly wondering why some of Bermuda's players are a little overweight. Are they eating a lot, he says. That's not very nice, Gothale. But here's one from Manish. Assuming we win this one, what would Nepal's possible routes to progression be? We'll try and deal with that one, Manish. It does get complicated next week. They're not going to finish top of the table, so they won't qualify for Bangladesh automatically. That means they'll have to play one of the top teams in Group A next week in a sort of knockout. No run there. Yes, it's complicated. It's complicated. They will probably finish. Well, a win here would put them into third place. We can deal with that. Oh, there's 4 runs there. That's a fine blow from Janiro Tucker. So for you Bermuda fans, and particularly for you Manish, we'll have a look at this shot again first, and then I'll try and deal with that question. Smashing shot there. That was for the Bermuda fans, not the Nepal ones. Manish is saying, assuming we win this one, what was the possible road to progression be? Well, let's say Nepal finish in third place. There's 4 more. They might not win this one if Tucker keeps finding the boundaries like he is doing, but let's just assume Nepal finish in third place. They would then have to play the team that finishes in second place in Group A. The winner of that qualifies for Bangladesh. The loser then gets another go. So there we go. And another boundary there for Janiro Tucker, and that's a good over for Bermuda. But that's how the knockouts work next week. The teams that finish second and third in each group play crossover matches. So second of Group A plays third of Group B, and so on. The winner of that goes through. The loser has another bite of the cherry. They play the winners of 4 against 5 and 5 against 4. Hope that explains it for you, Manish. And, start of a new over. And there's Regmi. That's swung high, wide and handsome. He pitched short there. That's gone a long way. That's gone out onto the road. Big hit that from Alan Douglas. It sat up and asked to be hit. It's gone way out there somewhere. We got somebody going to fetch. He's got the other side of the lorry. Hope it's not gone into the back. It's not gone into the back of that tanker. Very long distance. So there we go. Short, thank you, bang. He's hit that a long way. That's a long boundary over there. Somebody's gone to go and get the ball. Thank you very much. It's come back. So now we're going to be able to carry on. Better length, and no run to be had there. Kadka doing the fielding. They're struck on the pads. Big shout for Elba, and he's gone! He's gone! Regmi has struck. Oh no, Alan Douglas is indicating that he got bat on that. Umpire Adrian Holstock doesn't think so. Let's look at it again. Here we go. He's gone through. It's hit him in front. That's out if it hasn't hit the bat. Immediately Douglas pointed to the bat, but umpire Holstock, that's gone. And that's the 5th wicket down. He's not happy as he walks off there. Not happy at all, Alan Douglas, but he's out. LBW bowled Regmi for 14 after hitting that big 6. And I think his coach might as well tell him to get off and perhaps do his complaining in the dressing room. Otherwise, match referee will be having a few words. As, once the umpire's finger goes up, the decision isn't to change. Well, not without a DRS anyway. So that's the 5th wicket gone down. Bermuda 49 for 5. They need exactly another 100 runs. Alan Douglas is definitely unhappy. Both the bowler and Karkukarul certainly up there behind the stumps. They were both convinced it was out. Regmi again. And little inside edge saved him there, I think. Oh dear. This is the coach's nephew, and well, he just came down and got his bat on top of that one. Here comes Regmi again. And that's struck him on the pads. An appeal from Kukurel. Let's have a look at this wicket again. Just the bowler's reaction, really. He knew that was close. And umpire Holstock just waiting for the camera to focus properly on him, and then he puts his finger up. Well done, Adrian. 49 for 5. Nine overs gone. So 11 overs remaining, 100 runs. It'll improve things for Bermuda if they do finish this off quickly. And that's swung away just short of mid-wicket there. So 1 run. So here's the new bowler, Shakti Goshen. .50 for 5. Striking the batsman on the pad. Manders can't get that one away. Struck back, again no run. So good start this one. Shakti Goshen. Strikes that back nicely, young Manders, but again it's a dot ball, and that's not what Bermuda need approaching the halfway stage. 2 balls left of this 10th over. Goshen again, left arm, he's down the pitch and he's swung that and hit it firmly to mid-wicket. Every dot ball now being cheered over there on the grassy knoll. Goshen again, and Manders is struck on the pads, no run there either, so just the one run coming from that over from Shakti Goshen, and that's really not what Bermuda want. There they are, look, the massed ranks of the Nepalese fans, nowhere near as many as we had in the stadium at Sharjah yesterday, of course. They're enjoying themselves in the sunshine here in Dubai as their team looks to be qualifying for the or staying in contention for one of the places. They're up for grabs. 6 of the teams here this fortnight will go and play in Bangladesh. Will Nepal be one of them? Will Bermuda be one of them? It's still not impossible, but it's looking unlikely. And he's gone big and long over to long on. Has that gone the whole way? It has. It's signalled by the fielder. 6 runs there. So the skipper, Janiro Tucker, putting up some resistance outside the off stump. He's got it. Carried all the way, bisecting deep mid-wicket and long on. A few more of those is what the doctor orders for Bermuda. More sedate push through the offside. 1 more to the total, so Tucker going along nicely. He's got 29. That's more than half the Bermuda total of 57 for 5. Nepal comfortably in charge of this, and Regmi just showing as much. Down the wicket comes Manders, plays that up to long on. Gets off the mark. Perhaps we'll have a look and see how that pulse question's going in a minute. As this spell by Regmi put him up the list. Oh no, he's gone big again. Oh, that is huge. Skipper's down the ground. That's a big 6 as well. That's cleared long on by some distance. So fine blow that. A little bit of air. Thank you very much. 6 runs. 35 now to Tucker. Playing a lone hand here at the moment. And a big shout from behind the stumps. Karkurel there. Oh, very enthusiastic. Adrian Holstock having nothing to do with it. Yeah, it wasn't the worst shout, was it? I think maybe just sliding on down past leg stump. Here he comes again. And Tucker's gone fine. He's got that away. I think that's going to be 4 more. So that's an excellent over for Bermuda. 2 6s. And that 4 as well. Ooh, they've gone a little bit quiet over there on the hill. 68 for 5. So here we go. It's swung away fine. 4 more to Tucker. And I think this is the... Will this be the final answer to the polls question? I think it probably will be. We've had it up there for a while, and let's see how the final answers went. Mala was leading last time. Let's have a look. And Mala's there. There you go. He's comfortably winning that. Karkurel with 20% now. Regmi 15. Another only 9. So, oh well, Poon, Bhandari only getting 9% between them. The public have decided. Oh, lots of field changes going on now. Shakti Goshen. And sensible play there by young Manders just putting his captain on strike. A lone hand being played by Juniro Tucker. Another 80 runs needed. 9 overs to get them in. Not impossible. Need a few big overs. To Bermuda. It's outside off stump. Big shot attempted, but through to Kakurel. One run. I'm sure on the tweets we'll find that Nepal fans are confident. They're always confident. They'll be extra confident today. It's swung out to deep mid-wicket by Trey Manders. Round the wicket, over pitch, but Tucker can't get that past. Extra cover. That one swung away down to long on. Vishnu here on the tweets is saying a chance for Nepal to be top 3. Scotland might be a problem. Yes, if Scotland win, they could be a problem. But in head-to-head, Nepal has won against Scotland. I don't think so. Scotland beat Nepal, and anyway, net run rate comes into it first, Vishnu. So I think if this result goes the way we think it will, and Nepal win, then that means Nepal will go to 8 points. Scotland can go past them, so Nepal still could finish 4th. That would mean they'd have to win 2 games to qualify for Bangladesh. If they finish 3rd, they can just win the first one. A little bit complicated, hard to explain, but it's quite a fair way of doing things. Sagapun now coming on. More spin from this end. Quietly turned into the offside by Tucker. He's coming back for a second, and he gets there comfortably enough. Kakurel not even bothering to take the bails off there. Oh, Sanam, you're very confident. You don't have to assume Nepal will win for sure. Oh, well, I think you're probably right, but let's see how it goes. That's hit very hard down to long off for a single. To be sure, I think Nepal need to get rid of Tucker. Juniro Tucker goes, then I would agree with you for sure. At the moment, they're just very strong favourites. Yeah, 43 not out, 28 balls. Need to get rid of him. He needs support as well, and Manders at the moment just can't find those gaps. One more run there. Puts Tucker back on strike. Abhishek says the Bermuda captain should be forced to play on the offside. He looks very good playing shots on the leg side. Good point. Thank you for these tweets. And he's gone leg side again, and he's found the gap again. That's 4 more for Janiro Tucker. Picking that one up cleanly off his legs. He really is a one-man show out there at the moment for Bermuda, but making room and clipping that between deep square leg and deep mid-wicket. And that's it. That's the end of Janiro Tucker. He's gone for another big one. This time he hasn't made contact, and that surely means the end for Bermuda in this match. It means a 4th win for Nepal. 80 now for 6. And we're already through 13 overs. A vital, vital wicket. That one. He'd been the lone hand. And you can just see how delighted Sagapun is as there as the dejected figure of Janiro Tucker walks out. 48 off 31 balls. That's a good innings. He was going to try and bring his 50 up in style. It didn't work out. Bowled by Pun. Oh dear Bermuda. 80 for 6. And their hopes are sinking without trace. What can these two young players at the crease do to revive the fortunes? We've got Kamal Bashir coming out. He won't be on strike at the moment. He won't be on strike because at the moment that was the end of the over. The last ball of the 13th over. Unlucky 13 for the skipper. So 2 youngsters at the crease as Goshin starts a new over. Shakti just struck through the offside for 1. Manders played very much a supporting role in that stand with the skipper. He's got 5. And there's Kamal Bashir, nephew we heard earlier of the great in more ways than one, Dwayne Bashir, slugger, one of the largest men ever to play in the World Cup. But he could certainly move. Dwayne Bashir, very consistent left arm spinner. Shakti again, that's played just quietly back to him by Bashir. 2 young men for the future of Bermuda cricket out there at the moment. Looking for the singles, running very quickly. I think they're going to have 2 here. Indeed, they come back, complete a 2nd run. The skipper, Paris Kadka, not able to get in quick enough to prevent that 2nd run. Good work between the wickets. They're not running quite that quickly, I don't think, but just slightly speeded up. And he's got that one away fine, and that's going to be 4 runs. Lent back just enough bat on that to beat the fielder at short 3rd man. And again, that's racing away for 4. So a pat on the back there for young Bashir, and he's quickly on to 6. Overtaken Manders already. Maybe he should have come in at 7. Faces again and just squeezes that up to long on for 1 run. start anyway. Shakti round the wicket, and that's Manders playing into the onside for one. Comfortable single, but Nepal will be happy to give those away at this stage. That then the end of the 14th over, 6 overs remaining, and 60 runs to be scored. The fact that Bermuda are in this at all is really down to their skipper, Janiro Tucker, way out in front as the leading run scorer in that innings. 48 to him. Bold, attempting to go to his 50 with a 6. Now it's really down to these two youngsters to try and get Bermuda somewhere close. 60 runs required, 6 overs left. I think we can all do the math. Down the pitch goes Manders, but he's not middled that again. He's just got 1 run too long on, showing aggressive intent though. Sooner or later he'll start to find the middle of that bat. Point again. And not looking quite so good through the offside that time. Leverot. Dot balls being cheered. Just listen to the enthusiasm up there on the hill. That ball's pushed into the offside. They want a second run here. Are they going to go for it? Nope. Bowler chase back. Very alert there, Sagapun. Kaku Rail with the helmet on. Oh, beaten there through the air, but he's got a little bit of nick on that, and he'll be able to come back for a second run. So down the pitch, beaten, but got the bat on it. Oh dear, it would have hit middle stump if he hadn't brought the bat down on it, wouldn't it? The Nepal players looking very relaxed out there at the moment. They know they're in control of this game. A couple of big hits could change all that. That's a big hit there, but only down to long on for a single. Loads more tweets coming in. Down the wicket, in the air, just short of long on. One more to the total. Decent enough strike that. But only the one, and again another over ticks by. 6 runs off that over. These young Bermudans, they need to pick the pace up here. Need to find the boundary. Not easy to do. And Adi Kari says, Tucker down. We will certainly win now. That came in a few minutes ago. Tucker top scoring with 48 in this game.
Come on. Good.
Pushed into the onside, and a cheeky single there, but again Nepal won't be unhappy with that. 96. Bermuda closing on that 100, but it doesn't look as though they're closing on victory.
Come on, Shakti, you got it.
Shakti trying to get his fielders in the right place. Right and left hander always causes problems. Swing and a poor connection from Manders. Not getting the ball in the middle of the bat, the Bermudan batsman. Another clean hit, but again finds the fielder. 1 run per ball is not going to be enough. And of course, Nepal know that. Shakti again. Manders drives, bowler fields. Another ball ticks by. Round the wicket, swung away to long on, fielder down there, 1 only. 1 short of the 100, 50 short of victory. That swung away, clean hit down to long on, but again just the one that brings up the 100 for Bermuda at the end of the 16th over. Come on guys, you can hear the encouragement down below us, but they're very much second favourites at the moment, and Amal certainly agrees with that on the tweets. If Bermuda wins today, I will fly above the Bermuda Triangle, he says. Oh, brave man there. Mandish is not so sure. 1 more and it will be safe, I think, he says. So still not sure there. And Nishchel says even Chris Gale wouldn't be able to save the game there. Chris Gale, of course, West Indian, and these guys are from Bermuda, same part of the world, roughly. They don't like being called Caribbean, though. 6 wickets down there. Excellent start from Mukia and Kana. That's really where the game was won and lost, in my opinion. Captain's back on now. Just going to bowl these final couple of overs from this end. Paris Kadka bowling his medium pace today, bowls a spin as well, of course. That's short, that swung away, it's high in the air, there's a fielder under it, and he's taken the catch. Yes, that's the 1 more wicket that somebody was asking for on the tweet. Catch taken, and Paris Kadka has struck. And well, running back, that wasn't easy. It wasn't the easiest catch in the world there for Sharad Vasawaka to take, but he's taken it. Excellent, keep your eye on the ball, Sharad, that's what he did. Sharad Vasawaka, fine catch. So there goes the 7th batsman. He thought he got hold of that, short delivery. Not happy with himself as he goes off though. Bang of the bat on the ground. And the end of a lively young innings there from Leverott. Timed 1 or 2 nicely, but really didn't find the required boundaries. 100 for 7. Let's have a look at this wicket again. Short, helped around. Should have gone further than that. Both men were inside the circle, but Sharad there keeping his eye on the ball throughout, taking a very good catch. Just 3 wickets away now, Nepal. Slower ball, and that bounces twice before reaching the keeper. This is Malachi Jones. Big lad, he should be able to hit the ball a long way. Paris Kadka to Manders. And he's finally caught hold of one. That's gone a long way. That's hit the top of the side screen. It's taken him a little while for Trey Manders to find his range. That one's in the slot and that one's disappeared. Down the ground, thank you. Straight as you like. Into the top of the sight screen. Down that far end. I think the cameraman might have been taking evasive action for a little while there. Bowls again, and he's gone in the air and just short. Diving effort there. Oh dear, Regmi couldn't quite get into that. And try as hard as he did. It's 2 more runs, so one of those that just wouldn't quite come down for the Nepal fielder. Oh, brave effort. Right, what's Manders going to do this time? Slower ball, he's bowled him! He's bowled him, a slower delivery. Completely flummoxed there. Lost his middle stump. That's the 8th wicket. Bermuda 108 for 8. Trey Manders just starting to find his range. Hit that 6 into the top of the sight screen. 2 balls later, Paris Kadka has his revenge. Manders goes. And, well, 108 for 7 becomes 108 for 8. Trey Manders. He's out there for face 4 overs, look, for his 19 runs, but he's gone. Bowled Kadka, so a 2nd wicket in this over for the skipper. And in now comes Robinson, the familiar figure. (108 for 8). The end surely near. A 4th wicket, a 4th victory rather, for Nepal on the cards here. It's their last group match, but a victory here will ensure that they stay in contention for Bangladesh 2014. What a great occasion that would be if Nepal could qualify and play on the big stage for the first time. What a wonderful occasion that would be. Kadka again bowls another slower ball, and that just passes very close to the stumps again. Excellent over that from the skipper, and he knows his team just 3 overs away now from victory here. Here's the card, the damage all done at the top of the innings. Stowell, Kwame Tucker, Can, Hemp, none of them getting into double figures. David Hemp did look in good touch, played 2 delightful shots through the offside, really timed them beautifully. At 8 runs off 4 balls, scoring quickly enough, but well, nowhere near long enough. 41 runs needed then, 3 overs to get them in. They had 7 wickets in hand. You think, yes, that can be done. 3 wickets in hand, 2 indeed. No, it can't. Malachi Jones having a look round the field. He'll probably think he can win this. Get that big bat of his swinging. And struck on the pads. No run. It's Mukia back in the attack. Probably bowl the final 2 overs from that end. Excellent at the start of the innings. Sure you guys on Twitter now will be confident of this win. Mukia bowls again. That struck clean as a whistle down to long on. by Jones. He'll only get one, but nice swing of the bat there. Brings Robinson on strike. Jacoby, another meaty batsman. Looks as though he can give it a decent blow. Lots to do though. Lots to do. Look here. Again putting that one in the slot, and again being hit down to long on. Good strikes from Bermuda, but really not closing on this target. 110 now for 8. Smiles on the batsman's face out there. Short, and attempted hook or pull from Jones through to the keeper. Another dot ball. Just 14 deliveries left. Here he goes again, and maybe just encouraged by the sight of no helmet there from Malachi Jones, thinking, oh, maybe he should show me some respect. Put a helmet on. I'm a bit quicker than I look. Here he comes. That's slower than he looked. That's gone way up in the air. Certainly showed that one no respect. That's gone well over a long on, and we thought Malachi Jones could hit it, and hit it he can. A couple more of those, and Nepal will start to worry. Yeah, it's a slower ball. He spotted it. He wasn't going to run for that, was he? The big man. Over the hills and far away, that. Gives Mukia something to think about. Pitches up, and he's gone big into the onside. There's a fielder under it, and there's the end of Malachi Jones. Went big down the ground, tried to go big square of the wicket. Catch has been taken, and that's the 9th man to depart. Oh dear. Not going to plan at all. Let's look at it again. He just rolled his fingers over that one, didn't he? Slowed it down a little bit, went in the air for a long, long time. Couple of fielders calling for it, and taken there comfortably in the end. And that's another one back in the hut. Maybe showing a bit of disappointment, but if the batsman couldn't get the runs, Bhandari taking the catch. Bhandari bowled Mukia for 7 off 5 balls, saying Malachi Jones a little bit disappointed, but if the bowlers couldn't, if the batsman couldn't do the job, he can't be expected to do it at number 9. 116 for 9 then, just 1 wicket away from say a place in the top 5 for sure. They'll move into 3rd place after this victory, and well, Scotland will have to score a big win tomorrow over Denmark to pip Nepal for 3rd place. Important, the difference between 3rd and 4th place. If you finish 3rd, you get 2 chances to qualify for Bangladesh next week. If you finish 4th, you only get 1. You have to win both your matches. That's the way it should be, of course. The higher up you finish, the more chance you get in the 2nd stage. Bit of a stuttering start. Here we go again. Let's push quietly back down the wicket. Avinash back on. Just wanted to finish this off. And then the celebrations will start. Bowls to Bashir. Bashir's hit that one in the air. My word, he's hit that big, and coming back for a 2nd run. Sagapun nearly getting underneath that one. For a minute I thought it was going to carry all the way to our commentary position. 2 runs from Bashir. Those will be his first runs for Bermuda in this qualifying tournament. This time just manages to hit it a couple of metres on the onside and gets 1 run. Nepal almost home then. And what great celebrations there'll be, I'm sure, back home, and I'm sure over there on the hill as well, from the fans who've followed them around all week. What a great week it's been. It's had its ups and downs, 3 defeats, losing to Afghanistan and Scotland and the Netherlands, the 3 big teams in the group, but they look well placed now to finish 4th of the 8 teams in Group B. Bermuda, well, oh, Yorker there, dug out. And there's no run there. Look at that one again. Nearly the end of the game. 121 for 9. Stand and deliver there. Smashed into the offside. Are they going to come back for 2? Robinson's not interested. Bashir might have come back for 1, but I think they know now the game is up. 122 for 9 after 19 overs, 27 runs required. Not going to happen, and this is the win Nepal desperately needed from today's game. And they've come back well. They've lost yesterday to Afghanistan. Hasn't been a great second half of the week for them, but that scorecard looking a lot better. 20-odd run victory. Few people might have predicted that at the halfway stage of this game. That's pitched up, and oh, he's got that away fine. That's a boundary. And nicked away down to fine leg. Let's have a look at that again. Attempted Yorker right on the stumps. No justice there for Mucky, because that was a cracking delivery. It was going to take out the bottom and middle stump, and somehow just a slither of bat took it away down to long leg. 4 runs, 23 needed, 5 balls. Not going to happen, but let's see how close they can get. Robinson on strike. He's gone down the ground with that one. He's got 1. Bashir will want to come back. He's going. Oh, and that's it. The end of the innings. Robinson is run out. Yes, no, wait. Oh, that's done it. And that's the victory for Nepal then. They've won this game by 22 runs. What a way to win it. I think Bashir should have just said, yes, I'm going for that, and see if Robinson could get down to the far end. Robinson, the ball fielded comfortably there in the deep, but then fumbled. And I think that's what put the batsman off. And by the time they'd done their little dance in the middle of the wicket, game over. Thank you very much. The skipper comes over to congratulate his bowler. The Nepalese fans are delighted on that far side of the ground. And, well, there goes disappointed Jacoby Robinson. And the fans over there know that their team lives to fight another day. They're going to finish in the top 4 at the very worst. There's the batting card then. Bermuda probably chasing a few more runs. Just waiting for the batting card to update as the Nepal side make their way off the pitch and the traditional handshakes. There we have it. Look, the damage done at the top of the order by the opening bowlings, Kana and Mukia. 2 wickets each to them. And then a lively little innings from Janiro Tucker. Janiro Tucker, 48 off 31, but when he missed with a big hit and Sagapun disturbed his stumps, that really was the end of the challenge from Bermuda. Douglas, Manders, Leverock, promise for the future there for those youngsters. The bowling, Garner, 4 overs, 2 for 14, excellent stuff. Mukia 3 for 25, couple of wickets also for the captain, and strangely there from one of their star performers, Basant Regmi was expensive today, 1 for 30. In the end it didn't matter because the score says, of course, yes, 127 all out. They did get a run off that last delivery. Nepal have won by 21 runs. That puts Nepal into 3rd position. They finished their games now. They finished their games. There we have the table. That makes good reading, doesn't it, for you guys in Nepal? Delighted with that. The run rate's good as well. Scotland and Kenya, of course, can both have a chance to overhaul that position. Kenya will move into 3rd place if they win tomorrow. Scotland win, well, they'll have to improve their run rate as well to pip Nepal for 3rd place. If I had to put a small wager on that, I'd suggest that table's going to finish Afghanistan, Netherlands, Nepal, Scotland and Kenya. That would be my order, but that's those 3 at the bottom, PNG, Bermuda and Denmark. Maybe they won't quite qualify. Who knows? Kenya could yet miss out. That's all the cricket we have today. Great celebrations going on in Nepal. They know they're still in with a chance of reaching Bangladesh in 2014. That's all from the ICC World T20 qualifiers today. It's goodbye from Dubai.
नमस्कार
यो भने द पनकली शो हैन र पनकली आज बलसँग खेल्न लाग्छु
नेपाली चलचित्र क्षेत्रका यावत कुराहरूको ताजा र तथ्यपरक जानकारी दिने एकमात्र फिल्मी कार्यक्रम रजतपटमा यहाँहरु सबैलाई हार्दिक स्वागत छ।
दर्शक महानुभावहरु नमस्कार।
नमस्कार, कान्तिपुर आजमा स्वागत छ। म प्रदीप निरौला।
राम्रो your online partner.
पार्टीका नेता र कार्यकर्ताहरूमाथि कुनै किसिम